What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I've touched down in the land of chocolate, beer, Fritz, and soufflés. I'm in Belgium with Anthony Ray. What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a liftoff.
Houston
ready for takeover. Hey guys, I'm here, and I said, man, BP, you got some hip hop, man? Because it's Black Pegasus, right? Mm-hmm. Your backstory is hip hop, mm-hmm. and all we've been doing is listening to R&B, punk,
country and metal. Classic rock.
Yeah,
country and classic rock.
Country classic rock. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, where's the hip hop?
Yeah, that's actually not how this conversation started, though, you guys.
I should have rolled with it. Come on, man, that was a good. Houston, there's turbulence. This is how
I was in my Instagram stories, and he heard like 10 seconds, not even 3 seconds. Step into a. Oof. And he was like, "What was that?"
That sounded fire. And I asked him because it was like hip hop, and I heard it, and then you said, "Oh, that's KRS-One," and I said, "Oh, what's the original?" Because I thought it was sampled from something, and then you said, "No, that is."
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna talk about it. There's a little more context to that. So we'll talk about it in the reaction. But long story short, I'm going to introduce him to KRS-One's Step Into a World. And I'm excited because this is something I grew up listening to. We used to b-boy to this. And I don't do a bunch of hip-hop rap reactions on the channel. I just mix certain things in that I deem are classic. And in this case, you know, I don't want to skew the reaction, but KRS-One is a classic rapper. And, you know, he's one of those all-time great MCs that, you know, maybe doesn't even get talked about enough with his influence and impact on culture and the culture. But today I get to introduce you to this, and I'm super hyped because he's only heard the 3 seconds of singing, which I'll bring some context for you guys, the viewer, and him. But he didn't even hear the beat drop. So anyone familiar with this song, we're about to go on a ride. Anyways, I appreciate you guys who actually stick around for all these reactions, even if it's different than what you're used to, because then we're probably more alike. Because what I do is I let my curiosity bring me to the music. I check out everything. A lot of times I notice people only check out the reactions of things they like, and that's fine. But I like the people. Well, I love them all, but I love the people who have the curiosity I do, and they're like, hey, I'm going to check that reaction out because I don't know who that is, and I want to hear something different.
Yeah.
So that's what we're about to do right now. If you're here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe. Welcome back to the channel. If you want access to my reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership. Gives you early access. I update it every day. There's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released yet. So you can have some fun in there, and just, that's it, man. Thanks for your support. Let's go. We're checking this out from KRS-One's. What's up?
I do know who KRS-One is, because people might think like, oh, how has he never heard? I do know who he is. I've heard he has one classic banger. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's about 5 or 6 years ago he did a comeback and he dropped a music video. I think I reacted to that. I'm not sure. And then there's a song called The Anthem with
Sway in the Morning, the anthem. It has all the
Eminem
tons of legendary MCs from all over the country of America. Actually, all over the world. Yeah. Actually, it's a worldwide dope MC track.
Exhibit is also on that joint, or it's like late 90s, I think. So that's about it. But I do know he is a well-respected OG. Yeah,
he's a legend. I'll talk about it. I reacted to My Philosophy on this channel, which is one of my favorite joints. But there's some depth to talk about when we talk about KRS-One in particular. Anyways, we're watching this from his channel. Go over there and watch this without us. This reaction video is not a substitute for the original. I know you guys are here for the commentary and the reaction, but make sure you show some love to the original. Let's get it popping. This is KRS-One, Step Into a World, a.k.a. Rapture's Delight.
Step into a world where there's no one left but the very best your MC can take. Step into a world where hip-hop is needed, where MCs and DJs
motion. If a dope lyrical flow is a must, you got to go with the name you can quickly trust. I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stop wasting your money on marketing schemes and pretty packages pushing dreams to the beams. A dope MC is a dope MC. With or without a record deal, all can see. And that's who KRS be, son. I'm not the run of the mill, cause for the mill I don't run. Yes, yes, y'all, you don't stop. KRS-One, rock on. Yes, yes, y'all, you don't stop. KRS-One, rock on.
It's refreshing, man. I know it's old school, but it's refreshing to hear this today. After all of this rock and, you know, funk and groove metal and punk, it's just refreshing to hear this boom bap shit. You know, and this is dope because the old school has this rawness to it. Because I think producers nowadays, modern rap, it might have been since the 2000s when you had that, you know, the Chingy, the Lil Jon, the Lil Wayne stuff. Like the beat production got way more like
synthesized.
Yeah, and processed and well, cleaner in a way. But nowadays shit sounds very produced, sometimes over engineered. This is kind of taking it back to a more simplistic way of producing and very raw, like
the raw
dirty
grittiness.
And this is hip hop. This is hip hop. Watching this, I'm seeing the b-boying, the DJing, the rapping. You know, it's. By the way, who is this vocalist? Who is this?
I don't know who that was. I don't even know if she's in the title.
Her voice is amazing.
Yes, and what's funny? Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you. It's, you know, the little thing that says Rapture's Delight.
Raptures,
so
yeah.
This is built off of Blondie's. Are you familiar with Debbie? Blondie's Rapture. She has a song called Rapture.
Yes.
And so so this song is kind of built off of that. They did not sample it, but they built it off that. It's kind of a nod of the hat, because this is going to sound crazy to you, and this kind of blew my mind knowing where like the roots of rap came from. But the first big like popular raps, the first really big popular song with a rap in it was, I think, Blondie's Rapture.
Blondie's Rapture.
Which is insane. To me, I was just like, dog, that's wild. I always thought, you know, it was like Rapper's Delight. And
isn't there this song of these few gentlemen? The video is in black and white.
Yes,
and it's
from
almost,
the 40s.
You know,
they're rapping about Noah's Ark.
Yes,
the Jubilaires or the Jubilees.
Yes, isn't that the first thing but that's maybe not as big.
But so like when we're talking about entering the pop charts, and being an international hit, I believe it was Blondie's Rapture. But yeah, people got to put some like rap has been going on for rhyming.
Blondie's 70s.
What's up?
Was Blondie's 70s? Because
I thought it was more 80s.
Because hip hop.
Oh yeah, it's the end of the 70s.
Yeah, because hip hop 80s was all.
When did Blondie's Rapture come out? ? Because hip hop was kind of birthed in the late 70s.
So when I see Rapture's Delight, I'm thinking of Rapper's Delight. Isn't that Sugar Hill?
This came out in 81. I was 1 year old. Yeah. Or not this, Rapture. The Blondie song.
So Rapper's Delight. Is that Sugar Hill Gang?
Yeah, hold on.
Is that
Rapper's Delight release?
I said a hip hop, a hip, because that makes me think of that.
Yep, that's what I'm saying, and that's why it says Rapture's Delight. So that came out in 1979. But Blondie's, I guess, was just so much more big or something. That's what I always read. So
okay,
that's hold on. Okay, I'll keep this going. So Rapture 1981 was one of the first mainstream songs to feature rap.
Yeah, and then the other one was more underground, right?
Rapper's Delight. It did numbers, though. It popped off. One of the first hip-hop songs ever recorded and released commercially. anyways, we can get into but yeah, that's and that's what I always accredited for that. But they're always saying that like mainstream song, and I was like, that's Rapper's Delight is mainstream to me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It sounds very mainstream.
Yeah, people be wild. Anyway, let's rock.
Schemes and pretty of the mill, 'cause for the mill I don't.
Okay, hold on. We didn't even talk about the bars. I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is ridiculous.
That's dope.
And also, I'm not the run of the mill because for the mill I don't run is retard. Oh, sorry, retardo.
I think
Stupido.
fuck that shit. Who gives a shit? I think say in a bar like that. What is this? 80 what? 80.
No, this is 90s. I was b-boying to this.
Oh.
So this is like 2000s or 90s. This is
2000s?
Yeah, hold on. Let me hold on. I was b-boying to this, bro.
Because in the 2000s I was already
hold on.
Look, in 2000
I'm telling you,
in 2000
we used to b-boy to
I
this.
was 5. I think around 7 I got into hip hop.
When did KRS-One release Step Into a World? Cuz we were breakdancing to this, dog.
Or something, man.
I remember it came out on MTV 97. I was 17, bro. That's what I'm saying. I was 17 and we were like, yo, and we used to b-boy. My brother was good. I was just I could still up rock. But anyways,
I don't know what up rocking is.
It's just like the basic movement stance, like back and forth and before you go into your moves. Anyways, let's go.
Yes, y'all. You don't stop. KRS-One, rock on. Yes, y'all. You don't stop. KRS-One, rock on.
That was Funk Flex.
What was that funk?
He was like, rock on. That was Funk Master Flex.
Oh shit.
I thought Jay Dilla's in here too. There's so many.
Everybody on the mic in the party sound alike until I recite in black and white what's right. Let me take flight. My style is tight and good. Tight and good, commencing tight and good. Whole styles I pass that, slow down or fast rap, all in your crack. Don't blast that. Now that's that. Hype my type of flashback. I publish like ASCAP lyrics for hand clap. No past rapping, you tracking, talent lacking. MCs more worried about their financial backing. Steady packing the gap as if something's gonna happen, but it doesn't. They wind up shooting their cousin. They bugging. I appear everywhere and nowhere at once. I know my style is bumping, even though some people front. It's the god of rap. You heard of it? The one that rhymes toward the sky, giving airplanes mad turbulence. And rap tournaments, I reign permanent. Don't you think by now the number one spot? I'm not concerned with it. The course of rap, I'm turning it back to that good old fashioned way of getting cash money by earning it. No bogus hocus pocus, I bring back the focus. Skills, if you notice, my position is lotus. Now quote this, MCs are just hopeless. Thinking record sales make them the dopest. Yes, y'all, you don't stop.
Yo, I gotta say this. I got to tour with him, bro.
KRS-One.
I forgot to tell you, yeah. Like, bro, my stories are so. But anyways, this fool toured. He wrote a Bible. It's called the Hip Hop Bible. I had one and I lost it like a doofus, dog. He gave me the Hip Hop Bible, bro, and he would sell them on tour. And then sometimes, like, I remember one time he was so popping, like he ran out of merch, and he told his like management, oh, just go buy some t-shirts. They just bought white Hanes t-shirts, just packaged it, brought them. He just pull them out and sign them, and people were going nuts. They're just like, yo, like,
That's crazy.
bro, it was lit. And so you haven't seen me perform, but I learned how to perform for real on stage because of literally two of the people that I processed the most was KRS-One and Tech Nine. Live, not watching them on DVD. Nah, I got to tour with them. So Tech Nine, I learned antics and movements and body movements on stage to kind of like have more of a presence on stage because Tech Nine isn't that tall. KRS-One, how to deliver your vocals directly through the mic and have that presence through the mic, because a lot of times rappers rap over their vocals. KRS doesn't, bro, and neither do I. So you have to know how to directly speak into the mics very specifically and like have the presence where people always, when I perform, they're like, dog, I could understand every lyric. I learned that from KRS-One directly, watching him. And bro, I've toured with Guru from Gangstar before he died, bro. Like I did the last show with ODB before he died. I literally know why he died. You know what I'm saying? I was there, bro. So like when people be like, yo, I was outside, I was really outside in the 2000s, dog. Like in Colorado, I have the stripes. I just don't get recognized as the OG who kind of paved the way, because the people who blazed the trail for the locals, they get shit on. That's just how the game is. Like the pioneers never get recognized. But for my market, I was that guy, and it just is what it is.
Damn.
KRS-One, rock on. Yes, yes, y'all. You don't stop. KRS-One, rock on.
So
it's dope.
I get goosebumps watching this because you don't know this time, but there was a time where, so I don't know, that did really well. That song did really well on MTV, all of that. And like music like this, Wu-Tang Clan, conscious rap music, not kill yourself, degeneracy, YouTube. I'm not saying take yourself out. Like doing violent acts and all this stuff, degeneracy, etc., was not the average. Like you had girls wearing like bubble coat, like fine girls like in the burbs wearing Timberland boots, talking about respect yourself. Because you have to remember, I don't know if you remember this, before Dr. J was like, oh, the chronic, he was like, and he was talking about, I don't smoke stress. Andre 3000 from Outkast and all them, we don't smoke. Like, bro, rap was so conscious and positive, and it's been destroyed by corporations, by degeneracy, and I believe the government. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. But bro, I'm from this era, and when we hear shit like this, like I get goosebumps, because we had Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, Wu-Tang Clan, and you still had violent stuff like Biggie and Mobb Deep, but it was more because that was their real environment, giving you a lens into the ghetto, not just, hey, I'm trying to make $1 million or I'm just, I don't know, man. And I think that environment still exists, but it gets perpetuated so much in hip hop. No one aspires to be KRS-One anymore, except for the rare artists like a J. Cole or a Kendrick, who are inspired by these MCs. I promise you, these top 10, Nas, Rakim, frickin' KRS-One, they're inspired by one of those MCs at least, because that's the only reason real hip hop lives in my, like, when I say real hip hop, I mean like, like a J. Cole is a reminiscent of what you just heard, like someone just spilling his guts and saying what he honestly feels, instead of the narrative of degeneracy and stuff like that.
I like the J. Cole reference because of modern rappers, like J. Cole is already in his 40s.
Yeah, crazy, right?
You know what I mean? Like
he's like the only one left that does what he does.
J. Cole, Kendrick, those two.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about modern rappers, they're still active, but they are in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're.
And this is why there's like this revitalization of people listening to that type of stuff, because this is when hip hop was exciting. The moment you're like, this is refreshing and raw. What is this?
But that's the thing I have with J. Cole's new album. Mm-hmm. I'm listening to it. I'm like, yup, fire. And I don't have the same thing with other albums of modern rappers. There's exceptions, of course, like a J.I.D. nowadays. I think he's so dope.
Yeah. He's good, but it's also, some of it's to me overproduced when you listen to it compared to something like this. To me.
This is also that era.
It's so rapping fast. I got to get all this information in a verse. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
I'm in a time capsule. You're more young and modern.
Cole isn't as he doesn't really do the double time like that. He's more delivery focused, I think, and JID is just very complex.
Yes.
It's also personal preference and the styles of each rapper.
Because I don't like the new Eminem rapidy fast shit either. That's just me.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
know
like
you
it,
do.
but it's just not all the time.
I appreciate the technicality and ability, and I'll get the same. Oh my gosh, how did he do that? But it's the replay value is very low for me because I like something more like a J. Cole
it's like you
or
said,
KRS-One. You know,
I think you said this when we were in Amsterdam. You at first liked Biggie more, but then start preferring Tupac the older you got because of the emotional connection,
the
right?
emotional connection to the stories and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
And the lived experience versus being trapped in that dark project rapping about, like, you know, because that's where Biggie was at when he made his first album, you know. And I related to that in the sense of like having that young aggression. I didn't grow up in the projects, you know what I'm saying? But that aggressive nature you have when you're a young man just trying to get out and come up, I felt that. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's his introduction to KRS-One, Step Into a World, which I'm so glad we got to do that. You know, it's fun. Hopefully some of you guys stuck around for this and checked it out. I know not everyone is open-minded on my channel, but for the people who are, thank you so much. It means a lot. You're a part of the 15%. You know, and people who don't know about the 15%, you're the ones listening right now, because there's only 15% of you guys that make it to the end of these videos that aren't fast forwarding through certain parts. And I see that in the analytics, and I always try to give you a shout out in these little portions of the video where only you would see it. So that's for you. Thank you so much. Anything you want to say?
I'm about to start crying, bro. That outro was beautiful.
This freaking guy.